I know it's a weird thing to say, but yeah, this does pretty good job about that. Casca really comes into her own, like, by the end of the Golden Age arc. It's a damn shame it took us literally, oh god, 20 plus years, 23, 25 to get her back. Yeah. God, it's so weird looking back at Rickard way back when. Also, yes, excuse me. Unfortunately, a lot of the in-game cutscenes for this game, they very much have that like Attack on Titan graphics engine, where it's obviously like very kinda not great. There's obviously like a lot of a stiffness in the cutscenes. You can definitely like just see it like right there. Yeah, it's I don't agree with that, but not like there's a lot you could do to fix it anyway. So I mean, do with what you gotta do. That's where a lot of the budget cuts definitely come from. You can definitely tell. Between the fact that 120 minutes of cutscene, or rather 120 minutes of cutscenes in this game, are clips from the movies, and the actual like regular cutscenes are just, you know, those really stilted animations. It kind of adds up, and it's like, not great. Okay, so cool thing. This is the very first event in the game where they do not cover it in the trilogy movies. This is only covered in the anime and the manga. Okay, by the way, for future reference, whenever I say anime, I'm referring to the 97 anime, you know, the Golden Age anime. Movies refers to, obviously, the Golden Age trilogy, which is the Dragon Ball Kai of fucking storytelling. Just so we are keenly aware of this fact. You can also say it's the Fate Unlimited Blade Works of the Berserk story Golden Age arc. I don't know. Whatever you want to take it as, that's pretty much the summation of it. This game still doesn't cover anything involving the Queen of Midland. The fact that she was boning one of the really weird looking generals, but you know what? It's fine. It doesn't show the checkmate that Griffith put one of the head people into either, which that's a shame. That was actually really fun. But enough about that. Let's just go ahead and keep going. Yeah. Not much else I could put into that. Also, by the way, while you're going through this game the first time, that background is actually completely different. It changes depending on what section of the story you're actually in. It's been like 2 years since I've done my first playthrough of this game. And I've only been recently getting back into it for Let's Play, but I do remember that like when you start the story mode, like fresh save file, and you're going through it, like the background is actually like the Band of the Hawk, like camp. That's really neat. Anyway, so big first job that they're being brought onto with Guts in tow. It's a little bit of a suicide mission. They're not even like the forward advance force actually. They're just like they're more or less just like sabotage. Yeah, you definitely say that. Oh boy, no pressure. Sorry, I had to get some stuff out of my system. But yeah, very first job that Guts is on for, and Griffith is putting him literally at the very front of the line, and not only is he kind of being put in a higher position for this job, he's also kind of key to keeping everyone safe. Griffith literally trusts Guts that fucking much. To be absolutely fair, there is no reason to really doubt Guts because Griffith sees he's a very straightforward guy, but still. And this is actually really nice setting up how much of a tactical genius Griffith actually is. The dude... Okay, obviously aside from the fact that the idea of evil is warping causality to make it so that Griffith is like this absolute genius. Aside from that, Griffith is really, really good. He's taken all these factors into account. Also, yeah, side note, I'm gonna get deeper into like the whole nitty-gritty about like the idea of evil, what the God Hair are doing, you know, etc., when we get to that. But for the time being, Yeah, Griffith is pretty good at this. Also, quick thing, you are given, let's see, where do I go over this? You were given like a bunch of rewards for every time you do a mission. You have a limited inventory though, so what you don't want / you're not going to use, like obviously I'm never going to use guard. I don't need it. Guard and vitality is too small. This is more or less just to keep space open and keep my inventory relatively fresh. So, but I think that's one of the big things that actually slows this game down immensely. The fact that a lot of this game requires a lot of micromanagement to keep on top of all these items. It's actually kind of fucking rough. I'm not huge on that. It's whatever. Anyway, so one other thing before we actually delve into this. Okay, so as you're going through the story, you will slowly unlock more and more war horses. I think you start with this basic ass brown one, and you can slowly work your way up. Skull Knight's horse is like the best fucking horse in the entire game, and it's honestly like the key, I feel like, to breaking the game entirely. The reason being is because when you're I'm not sure who didn't fuck. I'm not sure who didn't think about this in advance, but when you are in frenzy, you are 100% immune to damage. You can still be knocked back, but you are completely immune to damage. And also you're intangible during your Musos and their frame 1 activation if you hammer it. So yeah, pretty good stuff actually. The thing about Skull Knight's Warhorse is that Frenzy Gauge refills gradually on horseback. That's probably setting off a few red alerts in your head right now. Yeah, it is actually that good. Yes, I make sure to stay on top of these because I like my resources. Nope, not in here yet. Okay, let's go ahead and fire stuff. But yeah, this whole sequence of events is actually in the anime itself and not in the movies. Fairly important detail. This sequence of events isn't like key to understanding the whole story. Again, like I said before, if you only watch the movies, you'll still have a pretty good handling on the story, but there's a lot more stuff that happens like in the anime, and especially in the manga, that you will miss out on if you only experience those. That said though, going through the Golden Age 3 times, that is a little rough. It's actually for that exact reason that I feel like I've experienced the saga 3 times. I'm like, I can in all honesty say that I feel like the Golden Age is as absolutely cracked up as everyone makes out to be. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not like God's gift to mankind or anything. It just happens to be an extremely well done like manga, but it's not like absolutely like necessary for you to experience life or anything. Frankly, I still feel like a couple of the arcs in the Black Swordsman arc and the Millennium Falcon arc are still better than the Golden Age, but it's still really worth reading. Like it is your Saiyan saga of Berserk in essence. Anyway, so the story right now is to actually keep all of the vanguards safe while they're retreating, since they lit the whole food supply on fire. I'm pretty sure that's what the story is. It's been a little bit since I've experienced this. I meant to go actually re-watch the whole 97 anime before recording this, but my job has been making that difficult since I don't have like a couple hours to myself a day, so fuck. On top of everything else I do on YouTube, it's been difficult to kind of keep on top of Berserk, but I'm gonna definitely get more onto that when I get to the next recording session for this game for sure. And what? Cool thing though is that when you hold down the L2 button in order to call the horse towards you, they are like a goddamn magnet. They will go through everything to make sure that you are on its back at any cost. Super nice. Also, the horses don't have like HP bars or anything, so don't worry about that. Oh god, there's still a lot of them. Woot! I can't believe they actually brought that into the fucking game. Ah, god. Don't you want to put Leech Speak into your video game? Because that doesn't age badly at all, no. I'm sorry, if you're a translator for a game, you have to be very careful about knowing what's going to age well and what won't. Going for timeliness over good writing will generally bite you in the ass. I mean, look at like anything referring to like Halo 3 elite hacksaws speak or something. Or oh god, a good example is actually like Yu-Gi-Oh! With mind hacksaws, because no one fucking uses that slang anymore whatsoever. They did back in my day in like the late 2000s, but still, yeah. Hey, let's just rip here. Generally speaking, all the enemies will gravitate towards you if you are guts, or if you're off your horse. So that's not bad at all. Also, yes, the fact that I'm slicing through this many enemies is not strictly due to the fact that I have such high stats. The fact that I'm on Berserk difficulty kind of balances that out a little bit, but no. Fuck. Oh yeah, that happens. That's scripted, don't worry about it. Just get on your horse, quickly zip up there. Yes, Skull Knight's horse does have the highest speed in the entire game. That doesn't mean it's completely... It ruins the experience or anything. Excuse me, coming through. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, there's enough of them I can rip it here. I'll explain item equipping later on. I'm trying to really pace this recording out as much as I can, so that way it's not too overwhelming for everyone all at the same time. So I'll spend like 30 minutes going over one game mechanic. Oh, that would suck. Also, one thing. So obviously you build your frenzy gauge by killing enemies / taking damage. If you have late game equips on, you can regenerate it naturally, you know, etc. So I forget if this is a universal game mechanic. I could be wrong about this. Also, God, I am nutting at just destroying all these enemies. God fucking damn, this is great. Excuse me, dry throat. I think, so I've heard this before. I think it was either like in a video or like an actual like tutorial somewhere. But the higher you make your frenzy gauge, the easier it is to get back into it. I think that's a reference to how, you know, Guts later on the story, when he's using the Berserker armor more and more, it's easier for him to accidentally slip back into it and hard for him to get pulled out. So I suspect that was direct inspiration from that. It also feels like when you get to max level, I feel like his attack swings, or his swing speed for his attack actually like doubles. I don't remember if this is a mechanic for all characters in the game, but it is super nice given, oh, hang on. Where's my, there they are. By the way, amalgamation costs money, so that's why I'm kind of doing this. I always make sure to do this. Anyway, yeah, I don't remember if it's a universal game mechanic or not, but swing speed's kind of double in speed when you get the max level of frenzy, so that's really sick. God, look at all these dudes. Shit. This game really is pushing the Warriors 8 engine to its limits. Holy crap. That is so nice. Look at, I love how they're all huddling. Look at, God. This is so hilarious. If you had a horse and you're running into them, they actually die in like one hit, so it's fantastic. Only in like the retreating phase though. Yeah, no wonder. I love that vote of self-confidence. Okay, so part of the whole actual like long-term really good storytelling and character building of Guts. Initially, of course, he doesn't trust anyone. A big part of that is because of how Gambino treated him. Another part is because of the fact that, you know, he was kind of raped by Donovan back when he was like 5 years old. Yeah, that's rough. That's also part of the lore reason why he doesn't like to be touched by anyone. There was someone he was comfortable with touching him. I think it was Griffith himself, actually. Now I think about it. Casca he got pretty used to, so that was also kind of nice. God. The fucking anime and meat formats for this series really do not do Casca any justice. They miss a lot of the nuance that actually happens during the first sex scene, as well as, like, hiding out in the rain, hiding away from Adon. Again, I highly recommend anyone to actually read the full manga for this, because it's such a different point of view from the series itself. And the anime itself is already pretty good as it is. I'm not even sure why they're fighting each other either. Just Shooter wanted to invade, I guess, and Midland's like, okay, defend, and it just kept doing that for 100 years. I wouldn't be surprised if Midland has a hell of a war economy. Someone get a big boss on a chip. He would love to monopolize it.
最近だいぶ押されてるみたいで急遽戦力が必要なんだとそこで我ら高野団に
Yeah, this is part of the reason why mercenaries are in such high demand. It's because knights, while plentiful, are limited, and random dickheads willing to throw their lives away for a few bucks are in high demand. So, you know, kind of speaks for itself. Like, definitely war economy for sure. Especially on the shooter side. Holy fuck, that'll take literally anyone with a pulse pretty much. Human shields, you know, etc. Okay, cool. First opportunity to play Griffith. Awesome. In fact, for next 2, in fact. Now, these next 2 are actually I don't think they exist. What I mean by that is I vaguely remember this being the case, but in a manga and the anime, I'm pretty sure that after that first battle with the sabotaging the enemy forces food supply, they just cut straight to the time skip and they don't show these. These are kind of just filler, like just side content, whatever. So as a result, kind of take your pick for who you want to use. I'm going to start things off with Griffith, obviously. It's a bit going right for Casca, which it could, but she's third in line, so, you know, it's fine. By the way, this version of Griffith is the only one that has access to Femto, and you can only get him by beating Griffith's level 100 Endless Eclipse mode. So needless to say, this took me a good afternoon to unlock. It was not great. No, we're going default for this bad boy. Sub weapons will be changed, that's fine. Wait, really? I don't think sub weapons changed, that's kind of strange. Now we're going to old style Griffith. Which, the more I look at it, the more I realize that, wow, there's some weird ass like cowboy motifs going on with this design. It's kind of strange. So, this is my setup for him. There's some obvious differences, like the fact that Resurgence is much higher. I think I omitted some defense. Yeah, I don't even have defense up on him, actually. I think I just kind of forgot to equip that, but it's not like you take a huge amount more damage anyway. In fact, if I were to drop anything... Oh, wait, I do have defense up. Okay, so his defense just kind of sucks in general. Never mind. Alright. Everyone's pretty much got this. Yeah, okay, so let me show you how to amalgamate really fast. First, just buy these. Okay. Actually, you know what? No. This is a perfect starting point. Let's go ahead and buy the Ruby Ring. So, every character in this game has 3 slots to equip armor pieces onto. And of course, every one of them has these traits that you can customize freely. At first, they seem stagnant, but not when you start fucking around. So, you go over to Amalgamate, and this is where things are going to get a little bit interesting. So, first thing we're going to do is find the attack up ring that I got. There we go. So, here's where it gets fun. So, I'm going to choose, I don't know, let's say this guy, blue necklace, because I would like to have, well, vitality up. That sounds good. Range up. That sounds fantastic. And let's go for, actually, let's go for maybe like technique up. That sounds really cool. Actually, I'm also going to put, let's see, let's put potency on this one too, because that will raise the power of my normal attack. So I'm going to turn this ring into a straight offense ring, pretty much. So if I get a character that I'm like, they have some good stuff, but it's not amazing. So here's what we do. We can choose every single one of the traits that was used and toss them onto the base ring. So I want to go more offense, so I'm going to choose rapacity, range up, and technique. Oh wait, no, that's not it. That didn't hit, Chief. This one, and this one. And just like that, we have this. Sweet. Now, where it's going to get even more fun is, let me see, where's that ring? That's not it. Well, that's a different one anyway. This guy. So let's go down, just go down the list, see what we've got. Okay, so we have attack up, cool. We can use this plus 10 on top of our already existing plus 10 and make it plus 20. Cool stuff. We also got more technique up, more attack up, and let's use you as a general base. Now the cool thing, the game defaults the highest ranked stats right to the top, as well as your original general stats as well. So if you're worried that like, oh, I'm worried that my technique up is down here among this mess of fucking numbers, nah, you got it. So this way you can generally autopilot your way through it. It's a real super easy way of leveling yourself up, and you can keep going. Now, One other cool thing is that you can just take one of these and like use like crystals and infuse them into it. So like, oh, I can use this a redstone, which I have 3 of them, or they cost 3 per level up, and raise every single one of the sword icons, and just kind of keep going with it. Again, eventually, when these items get to +9 in turn, like meaning they've been augmented 9 times before, it'll still raise the stats like overall of it, but sometimes it won't show up as like a stat improvement, i.e. your frenzy improvements. So that's generally how that works. While I'm thinking about it, can I also improve these? Yes, actually. Sweet. Resurgence is amazing. It automatically starts refilling your frenzy gauge. So I don't think I need to mention how good that is. The only thing in this game I don't think you can do is regenerate your life. That's the only stat, or rather like the only thing I've not seen that you can actually do.